The Special Investigating Unit has welcomed the sentencing of former Eastern Cape Health Department messenger Ayanda Matinise. He was sentenced to 10 years imprisonment on charges relating to PPE tender fraud to the value of 23 million rand. The SIU investigation revealed that he forged a signature of Director of Supply Chain and awarded a tender to a service provider for supply and delivery of personal protective equipment. To discuss this further now, we're joined as always by the Special Investigating Unit's Kaizer Kganyago, who joins us virtually from Cape Town. Kaizer, thanks for your time as always. What details can you give us about this specific case? Obviously, we believe that this person's mandated job was he was a messenger inside that department. So obviously there was a certain amount of access, as one supposes he would have had. What other details do we know about this specific case, about how he was able to forge it and push that paperwork through?
Thank you very much, and thank you to your viewers. It is very important to start by saying we really see progress in the work that we have been doing, and people have been calling for people to be imprisoned, and this is one example of that. What happened was when we did the investigation into the COVID-19 PPE, we found that in this particular instance, this person who was a messenger in the office of the former MEC, Ms. Komba, went out of her way, colluded with some people, and then made sure that they forged the signature of the head of procurement in the department to award this tender of more than 23 million to some people out there who were supposed to deliver the N5 masks. When we did the investigation, we found that this is what they have done, and we were able to provide the full evidence to the National Prosecuting Authority, who pushed this matter with the Hawks, and ultimately the matter became before court. And what we like about it is this person was given 10 years without even being offered a fine, because it was straight imprisonment, and for us, this is a serious victory.
Was it possible that this messenger was working on his own, or was it just a simple paperwork job, as it were?
I don't think she was working alone. It's just a matter of people who were using her to achieve whatever they wanted to achieve, and now because they are the ones who have done all of these things, the punishment goes to them. If they don't tell us who are the other people they're working with, then the ball is in their court. They are now in prison for 10 years without an option of a fine. And for us, we are very happy about it.
Now, obviously, this is all part of the mammoth task that your unit has been given, mandated through, let me get this correct, the proclamation number R23 of 2020, obviously investigating the affairs of all state institutions in respect of the procurement of contracting for goods, works and services during or in respect of the national state of disaster by or on behalf of the state institutions. This is a mountain of a task you've been given. Have you found, or is it too early to tell, that obviously because a state of disaster was declared when it came to this massive crisis that we will face, that there were certain checks and balances, or too many checks and balances that were removed, which made it easy for this kind of fraud, like we saw in this specific case, to take place?
No, definitely. When the state of disaster was declared, we had a serious problem in the sense that because there was an emergency, some of the things were then put out. But it doesn't mean even when there's an emergency, procurement doesn't have to follow processes. Even if you have got to do it quicker, you will have to follow processes. That is why we're able to find so many people who thought that they would just give these tenders to people at that time without following process. You remember in the Gauteng one, for example, where people were just asked to send their company's names on WhatsApp and they were given contracts. And all of those things did not even follow the emergency regulations that were put in place to make sure that the procurement still has some integrity and some fairness.
Now, 23 million is a lot of money to you and I, but it's a drop in the ocean when it comes to the task you've been given and the amount of fraud that we expect did take place during the fight against COVID-19. But every little bit counts, doesn't it?
No, definitely. It gives us hope because there are many other people that were still following. You'll remember we're talking billions of rands that were spent in relation to the PPEs. Yep. Therefore, it's one step in the right direction. It might be like a drop in the ocean, but for us, the mere fact that we're able to take it to the end and the people are behind bars, it's a victory on its own. And we are saying for those that are still thinking of doing things like that, this is where you will end up.
Okay, we're going to leave it there. Spokesperson for the SIU, Kaizer Kganyago, joining us virtually there from Cape Town.